You know what time it
Time to
is.
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon. Where the street meets the sky. The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed.
Good morning. Another early morning. Another great morning. Another opportunity to live, to learn, to love, to grow. Get on those knees, get thankful, get yourself humble, and let's roll. Got my ass up at 4 o'clock this morning. Got my ass to the gym. Sitting my ass down here to do some journaling. And you know what? I woke up this morning with a chip on my shoulder. I'm resentful this morning. Ugh, God. Oh, and I know what I'm resentful at. I can name it. Are you resentful this morning? Yeah? Name that shit. Call it out. Point it out. What is it? Don't beat around the bush. Don't hide behind it. Call it out. There it is. Ooh, I'm resentful at this person for doing me wrong. But you know what? Let's get down to the bottom of it. Who's really responsible? I'm responsible. I'm responsible for allowing somebody to get the better of me. I'm responsible. I did this. Ooh, that can be a difficult thing to do, can't it? Own your shit. Ownership. Own your shit. That's what I like to say. Own your shit. Find responsibility. Take responsibility for it all. I did this. I allowed this to happen to me. Oh, does that help? In the long run, it will. Maybe not in the moment, but it will. I did this. I let this person step on me. And why? Well, shit. Because I want to be loved. I want to be loved. Which is true. I want to be loved. You know what? I have a problem. I chase people who are unavailable. You know what? That comes from my childhood. That comes from childhood bullshit. Mommy wasn't there. You know? And that's true. Mom wasn't there. Mom was busting her ass to provide for the family. You know? And I respect that. But as a child, we don't necessarily understand that. And so we kind of, we learn in ways and we learn, you know. Mom was up early, off to work, at work all day, and then long drive home. Shit, my mom used to commute in L.A. In L.A. If you don't know what L.A. traffic is about, man... And I'm sure the people in New York are like, shut the fuck up. Fucking LA. Nah, but seriously though, I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on inside of me. There's a lot of that, you know, this, me getting attached to people who are unavailable and me working to get, what do I have to do to get you to love me? What do I have to do? You know, and betraying myself in the process. And resentments build, contempt builds, and then you become a victim. You know, does that mean that person didn't take you for granted? It doesn't mean that at all. That person may have very well taken you for granted, but that's their own shit to deal with. Why are they taking for granted somebody who's fucking great like me. I'm fucking great, dude. I'm a catch. I'm fucking handsome. I'm fucking rugged. I'm fucking go to the gym. I'm not shredded or anything, but you know, shit, I'd fuck me. Oh, but yeah, man, just resentful this morning. Like, what the fuck is up with that? You know, why would you do that? What is your problem? Like, are you kidding me? Damn, you are a cold-blooded son bitch. You know that? You're one rude son of a bitch. You know that? Damn. But ownership, man. Own your shit. I let this person come into my life. I saw the pattern of behavior. I chose to allow that to continue. Therefore, I gave that person the power to rule over me. I let my emotions run rampant inside of me, and I continued to follow this pattern. Therefore, whose fault is it? It's my own. It's my own fault. You know? You meet, let's say in a friendship, if it was a friendship, you know, this particular thing, this happens to me quite often, actually, you know, and this a lot of this has to do with how I feel about my self-worth, right? I can be insecure. I mean, this is one of my weaknesses, right? I'm insecure. I have low self-worth. This also comes from my childhood, you know? I have low self-worth. And so believing in myself. This reminds me of the scene in The Matrix, right? Trinity's going down in the chopper and Neo grabs that cable. He starts wrapping it around his arm. And then Morpheus is standing over there and they're, what's happening? And Morpheus says, he's beginning to believe. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's the scene with the helicopter, but it's that line for sure. He's beginning to believe, right? Neo was unsure of himself, right? I'm in this place in my life right now at this moment, 44 years of age. I just turned 44, actually. Happy birthday to me. Get in those comments. Let me know you care. Send me a happy birthday. Or you can say, fuck you, Jason. We don't like your shit. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing on a podcast? I mean, that's up to you. And I could allow you to get inside of me and ruin me and wreck me and make me have a bad day. But you know what? I need a few more haters. But yeah, he's beginning to believe. Right? That's me. I'm beginning to believe in myself. I'm starting to understand, dude, I am worthy. And you know what? So are you. You're worthy. Even though you make mistakes, even though you slip up, you're worthy. But you have to believe in that, and you have to pay attention to that, and you have to also figure out who you are. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm here, trying to figure out who I am. That way, when I get into this journal and I write and I find out what my values are, then I know who I am so that I can find a partner or find people and have relationships with people who reciprocate those values. Hey, what are your values? Tell me what your values are. Oh, I don't know what your values are. Bye. You don't know what your values are? Huh. Well, take a little bit of time. Get back to me. Let's figure out what your values are. Let's see if our values align. Let's have some conversations. And then we'll see if we can have a relationship. A friendship, a relationship, you know what I mean? Like whatever. If that's going to be an intimate romantic relationship, you're definitely going to want to, I mean, unless you're just bagging chicks or whatever, or dudes, whatever your flavor is. I don't judge. You want to bag some dudes, bag some dudes. You want to bag some chicks. I'm a dude, so I'm referring to the gays, I don't, what this is. Should we get into this issue? Look, for the gays. I love the gays. I love you guys. Do your thing. This is a free country. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a free country, right? I served in the United States Navy. And I believe in the Constitution of the United States of America, and I believe that under the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, you have a right to do what you want to do, a right to be who you want to be, a right to express yourself, to be yourself individually. You have a right to be gay. You have a right to be trans. You have a right to do whatever you want to do. That's it. You're protected, right? I fought for that. I was willing to give my life, and I was willing to go and serve this country and give my life and to do the things I did so that we could all have a choice. I truly believe that. That's your right. So, you know what I mean? Just get that out of the way. Make sure we're giving ourselves places. Now, I'm going to kid, I'm going to joke, some words are going to come out of my mouth that aren't going to be the nicest thing. But that's another part of freedom of speech. I believe in the freedom of speech. So let's just get some of these things out of the way. And those are principles. We talked about principles, right? These are principles. So resentment, man. Woke up with some resentment. So I guess the real thing is, if I'm going to own this, let's own this. Own your shit. I guess I probably resent myself, don't I? I resent myself for allowing this to happen. Whoa. Now that's some real shit. I resent myself for allowing this to happen. That's tough. I'm ashamed of myself for allowing this to happen. I'm ashamed. And not only that, the shame doubles down. It's a double-edged sword because through the resentment and through the contempt, I acted poorly. I mistreat. Because you mistreat me, I'm going to mistreat you. And then I become a cunt. Ooh, now I'm ashamed. Cunt for cunt, tit for tit, tat for tat, dick for dick, puss for puss. The puss puss. Really, all I want for you is touch my pee-pee, tell me you love me, and hold my hand through this life. I mean, it's really that simple. Show up for my daughter's birthday. Oh. Oh. Oh, am I chewing that gum? Getting loud. Might have to turn that down a little bit later. But yeah, so own your shit, man. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. I mean, it's really easy to be a victim because then you don't have to look into the abyss, right? If it's somebody else's fault, you don't have to look at yourself. You don't have to, you don't have to deal with the pain and that uncomfortability. It's uncomfortable. That's what this is about. This is about uncomfortability. The abyss. Think about what the abyss represents, right? Let's say you go down into the abyss, right? Under the ocean even. The weight of the water is crushing down on you. The darkness has enveloped you. You are in darkness, you are in cold, and there is crushing weight bearing down on you. I'm so comfortable in that place, No. Hell no, you aren't comfortable down there. It's uncomfortable as hell. Matter of fact, probably going to kill you. Just like life, right? If you guys haven't heard of David Goggins, man, he wrote a book. It's called Can't Hurt Me. David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. Check it out. His whole philosophy is get uncomfortable. Look for it. Seek it out. Find it every day. I think that is fantastically important. Go find do something that fucking sucks every day. Find it. Look for it. Volunteer for it. Think of something that you're afraid of. What are you afraid of? Get in those comments. What are you afraid of? What are your fears? Do you know what your fears are? Get in your journal. Figure out what you're afraid of. Admit it. I know you're afraid. You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not good enough to be loved. Huh. You know what? I'm not afraid to get on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier and get my ass underneath an F-18 that's at full power hooked up to a freaking catapult that's going to launch that son of a bitch off of the fucking deck of an aircraft carrier. I'm not afraid to stand on the deck of an aircraft carrier where F-14 Tomcats are coming in hot off the back of the deck. 3/4 mile. Call the ball. Roger, ball. Landing, catching that wire. Getting trapped, going to full afterburners at the end of the wire. I mean, son of a bitch, the whole place is ready to explode. Bombs, and that doesn't scare me one bit. That gets me charged up. Let's go. We're going to flight deck. Let's go. What are we doing today? We're going to launch some F-18s, playboy. That shit doesn't scare me at all. I get excited about that. But when it comes to a relationship with a woman that she might not love me, oh my God, that you might leave me, oh, dude, fucking terrifies me. That terrifies me that I'm going to be alone, that I'm not going to be loved. Isn't that crazy? Fear is a tricky bitch. Fear is tricky, man. That's something that scares me, you know? What's another fear? You know, let's get into some fears. What's another fear I have? I have another fear, and this goes into this goes into being a strong man. That's who I want to be. I want to be a strong man, right? And a strong man has the ability to protect the ones he loves from danger. Me, I'm afraid that I might not be able to do that. Today, I am much more in a place where I could and can and have the ability to do that physically, mentally, than I was 2 years ago, than I was 5 years ago, than I was definitely 6 years ago before I put down the drink. 10 years ago, I wasn't in that place. A decade ago, I was nowhere near that place. Today, I'm much closer. So, I'm beginning to believe, you know? And I'm figuring these things out, man. I'm working through my issues. I see a therapist. You know what? Let's talk about that. What? Man, my therapist said something to me the other day, and it hit me hard. It took me a week to process it. Well, it definitely took me a couple days, but I didn't see him again for another week. And by the time I got to him the following week, you know, and him and I were talking about this, and I'm talking about believing in myself, and I'm talking about journaling about worth, you know, and we were talking about some old stuff, some relationship stuff, personal relationship stuff, and talking about worth and being worthy. And talking about having courage and how anyway, he stopped me. He said, "You know what, Jason? Let me tell you something that I've observed of you, and this is just for you. I'm going to share it with you guys now because it's relevant to the conversation and it's relevant to me, right? It was a Morpheus moment. My therapist gave me a Morpheus moment. He said, you know what, Jason?" He said, "You've taken on some things in your life recently that a lot of people crumble under the pressure of, and you haven't crumbled." He said, "You've taken on these things, and you not only have you not crumbled, but you still got fight left in you. You're still moving forward. You're still making decisions. You're still getting on, still moving up to the next level at every step of the way." And I was like, "Really?" And he goes, yeah. A lot of people crumble under these pressures. And I was like, "Oh." And in that moment, while we were there in the room, I mean, I felt that a little bit, but I went home and thought on that, and it sat in my brain for a couple of days, and I thought on that, and then it hit me. He would know. He's a therapist. This is his job. This is what he deals with. This is what people come to him when they feel like they're going to fall apart. So he's witnessed others dealing with the stuff that I'm dealing with and watched them fall apart before his eyes. So for him to say that to me, I went back the next week and I said, you know what, Hal? And I was in tears, man. I was like, thank you for that compliment. I'm going to get misty now. Thank you for that compliment, Hal. It took me a moment to realize that it's coming from you, and for you to, I just said his name, didn't I? Yeah, maybe we'll get him on the podcast. I said, thank you. For you to give me that compliment means a lot. And you'd know. And he said, look, he said, look, man to man, you're crushing it, dude. You're killing it. You know, you're believe in yourself, dude, because you got something and you're moving. You're strong and courageous, you know, and you're pressing forward, dude. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. He's beginning to believe. And I am. You know, I am. I'm worthy of these things. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of respect. I'm worthy of fatherhood. You know, that's another thing I find that I get resentful over. And one of these days we'll talk about that. We'll talk about fighting for my daughter. You know, and I could be a victim. I could play victim to this. And again, we can talk about this. Did that person actually do something to take advantage of the situation? Absolutely. But I have to remember that I made this bed too. You know, it takes two to make a baby. Straight up. I mean, unless you go off to the clinique. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always that. But generally speaking, it takes two to make a baby. And I played my part. Own your shit, man. Own it. Take it all in. Own it. That's another book by Jocko Willink, by the way. Extreme Ownership. You'll find I admire this man, Jocko Willink. I admire him a lot. He's a great man. Jocko, if you're out there, if you're listening, brother, salute. Thank you for your service. Thank you for continuing to serve us. Thank you for everything you do. I'm proud to have. I'm proud to know that there is an American like you in this world, brother. Yeah, he's a good dude. He also runs a business. It's called Origin Maine. They make products that are 100% made right here in the good old United States of America. Whew. Everything they do is American. The equipment, the training, the knowledge, the people, the cotton that they use, everything is American. 100%. 100% supply chain America. That's a feat, man. Well, that's where we need to be. That's what we need. I believe that we need more of this. We need more of this, right? We need to bring stuff back to America. Manufacturing, right? I love this country, man. I've mentioned that before, and that'll be a constant theme. We can dive into that abyss if you want. Put some comments down there. You want to talk about some topics? You think I should bring something up? Let's do it. I ain't scared of those comments. Come on, man. We need a few more haters before the end of summer. Know what I'm saying? If you don't have 30 haters by the end of summer, you ain't doing it right. Someone did a joke. Was that Cat Williams? Was that a Cat Williams joke? I got a mug on here. I got a mug on another dude I like to follow, the Captain. That's a great quote here. We'll throw it out there. Do sharks complain about Monday? No. They're up early, biting stuff, chasing shit, and being scary. Reminding everyone they're a fucking shark. Love that shit, man. Today's not Monday, but every fucking day's Monday, man. Get your ass up in the morning. Get your ass sweating. Get your ass going, man. Make moves. Own your shit. I'm resentful today, man. I'm resentful. I'm a little bit angry. My feelings are hurt. You know what? You hurt my feelings, man. You know? Damn it. I gotta not let people do that. I gotta pay attention. You know? Think about it. I saw some flags, and I saw some things early on, and I thought, all right, well, let's talk. And I talk like I'm a pretty good communicator, as you guys know. I'm not too bad at communication, right? Here I am communicating with you guys, doing my best to be honest and vulnerable and open up. And I communicate. And so let's just say, okay, let's own this, right? I'm going to communicate how I feel. Hey, I don't like that. That thing you did, that makes me feel kind of shitty. I feel like I'm not being heard. I feel like I'm not being considered. And that's a trigger. Can we figure that out? Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. You know what? Yeah, hey. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. That's my fault. Okay. I'll switch that up. I'll do that. Or I won't do that, or I'll work on not doing that. Okay. Well, then the person does it again. Now it's up to me to decide if I want to stick around. Because if I allow that to happen a second time, it's going to happen again and again and again. Because there were no consequences. At that point, you have to decide, okay, this isn't working for me. I have to remove myself from this relationship. I don't like that behavior. It makes me feel shitty. If you continue to do that behavior, I won't be a part of it. I'm unwilling to participate in a relationship where that behavior continues. Simple. And then pay attention. And then also have the courage to remove yourself from that situation, from that relationship, if and when those things continue. Second, third, fourth, fifth chances. Nope. No, sir. No, ma'am. Then it becomes your deal, right? I'll give someone the benefit of the doubt once. I can hear those birds chirping, man. Man, I'm glad I'm glad I decided to fire up the pod this morning. Jump in the pod. Fly, and dive. I'm glad. We jump in our little submarine pod and dive. Re-verify our range to target. That's the wrong fucking accent. Fucking idiot. So, did you write in your journal this morning? Did you get on those knees and get humble? What'd you write in your journal today? So what did you do that was courageous today? Did you find a fear? Let's figure out some fears. Write down some fears today. What are you afraid of? Figure out what you're resentful at. How can you own your shit? How can you take ownership? Excuse me. How can you take ownership of your life today? Be courageous when looking at your fears, man. Don't hold anything back. What are you afraid of? Think about it for a second. Take a moment. Take a breath. And let's get settled. Take a breath. Let me take another one. There we go. Take a breath. What are you afraid of? Afraid of not belonging. Afraid of not being loved. Afraid that you can't handle some situation. Afraid of yourself. Are you afraid to see what's inside of you? Are you afraid to look inside? Is it uncomfortable? Is it going to be painful? Are you afraid of that? Does that scare you? Sure it does. Scares me. You know what? But I have courage. I am capable of courageous things. I am capable of facing my fears. I am willing to get uncomfortable. Willingness is a value. Are you willing? Are you honest? And are you open? How? Honesty, openness, willingness. Get in there, man. Get uncomfortable. Make the decision. I'm going to get uncomfortable. Go out there today. Think about something that makes you uncomfortable. Think about something that you're afraid of. Go out there today. Muster up some courage and fucking get in there. Face it. Right? Face it. If you don't want to do it alone, see if you got a friend, right? See if you got a BFF. And hold your hand through it, your partner. Get in there, man. Don't wait. Do it today. Go get a therapist, man. Go talk to a therapist and get honest with your therapist. That's a great way, a great place to start. It's safe, right? And it doesn't have to be the first therapist. It may take you a couple of times. I know they got these therapy deals on the phone, on the line. You know what? I highly suggest that you get off your ass and you go find a therapist in person. You know? It's something completely different when you sit down face to face in front of another human being and you get phony. And you get vulnerable. All right, man. You know what, guys? Let's get in those comments. What are you afraid of? What makes you uncomfortable? Tell me what you did today. I love you guys. Peace.
You know what time it
Time to
is.
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon. Where the street meets the sky.
The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed. Open your mind and read some chapters.